Well, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay because I can't monitor anything. But welcome to the Rat Hole live on Twitch. I am all over the streaming today. Earlier tonight, I was over on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on their YouTube channel where we played some Doctor Who Worlds Apart. This is a game that we often will play here on Twitch, but because it is a Tuesday and we didn't have any particular other show, we went and played some Doctor Who Worlds Apart. Check that out. You can go over to either any of our YouTube channels for that, which I've got this thing way far away from me right now, so if you'll excuse me. There we go. So if you can head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheRatHoleDOTca, the same URL as here on Twitch. Then following that, I did have a repeat of a stream I did here on Twitch with Tesseract, which is a wonderful, wonderful game from Smirk and Dagger. And today, we're going to try out a solo version of King of Monster Island. King of Monster Island from Iello. This is part of the King of Tokyo universe. It is sideways compatible with a lot of them. Here's the full-size box here. The monsters can easily be brought over from King of Tokyo to play this because there's no extra abilities, there's no extra powers in context of the monsters. And in King of Tokyo and the sequel, King of New York, you are basically playing King of the Hill. You are a monster, they are a monster, everyone's a monster, and you are beating each other up for superiority of Tokyo and or New York, as the case may be. This is a co-op game. So instead of fighting each other, you're fighting a big boss. So here's some of the more advanced ones here. We've got Lithosaur. And we've got Lava Lord. And they also have an extra powerful side of things. I'll show you what we're doing in a moment here. Let me bring in my other camera. So I'm in a slightly different space right now than I usually am, which is fine. Nope, I need this to be reversed. Thank you very much. There we go. And since we got the ability and the space, let's just pop this up as well. Don't delete the logo. What are you talking about? Put it on. Can't even see it, but it's there. All right. So I'm just going to adjust it. I bumped the camera. And I had this all set up so that you would see me and not so much everything else. Good enough. All right. So this is the board for King of Monster Island. Mostly, there's this big giant center section, and there's an important step that we need to do. So I've punched the game, but I haven't actually done all of the setup because I wanted to show this off. There is a base, and you grind all these up. And this goes, each of these little legs goes into a space, and at top goes on like that, and voila, you just line up each of those rocks up with one of those lines, and you've now got a wonderful 3D volcano, which is going to be a dice tower to help determine what the boss does. So here's our boss over here, Crystal Dragon. Again, there's a more powerful side, but we're just going to do the easy side. This is the recommended starting point, is the Crystal Dragon. He's going to use 5 dice. He's going to use 15 life. He's got a little guy here. Now, normally these are standees. They stand like this. That doesn't look very good on camera. So we're just going to leave them flat like that. Here's the life tracker. And this life tracker is the same, give or take the art, for everyone else. You have fame, just like in King of Tokyo. And you have life, and it's a double track. So this was at 15, 14, 13, and so on. But he does start with 0 fame and 15 life. For the players today, I'm going to be playing with Megamoth and Purple Rain. Why? Why not? Again, they each start with 10 life and 0 fame. I'm going to kind of go through other stuff. So first things first. There are minions. No, I'm gonna set this up first before I set up the minions. So actually, I'm going to show you the whole thing. So this uses 5 dice. So here's my 5 dice. They're going to go into the top, and they come out. Anything that comes off of the edge, I'm going to call that as on. You put back in, and I'll tell you what that does later. But for now, I like randomly placing this guy, so we're going to put him right there. And that means I'm going to... I'll set my guys in a second. There are minions in this game. You have soldier minions that do 1 damage to you. There are shield minions that do no damage but can take 3. There are little crystal minions. They do 2, or they take 2 damage. Shield again. Cannons take 1 damage. And here's another crystal. All right. And they come out of this here little bag. See? It's pretty, it's nice. Look at that. What each of these guys does. You cannot damage the boss if there is a minion in play. I'm just going to check one thing here before I go any further. Yeah, that looks like it's okay. Nope, that's not what I want. I want that. There we go. All right, so that should sound better, I hope. I will have to check that out later. Oops, sorry about that. You cannot damage the boss if there is a minion in play. You have to kill the minions first. You cannot kill a non-shield minion if there's a shield minion in play. So you must hit them first and then anything else. You'll hit them with these dice. These don't go into the thing. A heart is exactly what it looks like. It's a heart. You heal. A foot lets you move 1 space per foot or do 1 damage to the boss or a minion. The wrench, I'll come back to because you need a set of wrenches. Power gives you these little energon cubes. And claws do 2 damage. Again, first to minions, then to the boss. You'll always roll 6. You can actually lock these in on the board so that another character can use them in that same space. That's one of the reasons why I'm using 2 monsters. It doesn't actually say how many you're supposed to use, or if it does, I missed it for the solo mode. I should look it up. But why would I do that? That is no fun. Let's just do this. So we now have minions out. I have the boss out. Let's put my guys in. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to put him here. There are reasons for that. And what if I turn it down a little bit? Yeah, that works. All right. So first part of the game is the boss phase. Boss will activate any powers. There's nothing to activate because there's no dice in play. Second, you're going to roll available dice. Available dice are any dice that have been removed from the board because it's the beginning of the game. That's all of them. There are no dice in his space, so no powers would activate. But I mean, we just rolled them, so they still wouldn't activate any minions in the boss's zone. he doesn't do anything. There's nothing to attack. Oh, sorry. I did actually screw up. The check boss's active powers still doesn't impact, which is why I forgot. They have an actual before movement and several other actions on here. So you can see Sharp Fist before movement. He'll do 1 damage to the monsters with the most heart in this or adjacent zones. And he'll do that every time, all the time. So I actually am going to get hit right here for 1 damage. That's my own stupidity. And as he gets more fame, he'll get more abilities. I'll go through those if and when that comes up. But his ability does do a damage to me, so from 10 down to 9. That was foolish on my part. So yes, roll any dice, activate any dice. On the dice, so this is a crystal, I'm just going to remember that. Oh, excuse me. You have crystals, and they grow crystals, and crystals are bad. You have little minions icons. In this case, you would get 2 minions in that space. Stars gain fame, so you would get a minion in that space, and he would gain 1 fame. They only ever activate in those specifics. Now, this is not necessarily good. He doesn't do anything right here. However, he will move. And he will move. I need to double check this because I just realized that I've forgotten way more of this. I played a lot of this at Gen Con and suddenly have just lost it in my head. 3 conditions. Current zone. Move the boss to the one with the most dice, even if the zone with the dice is the one you're already in. Good. So he will actually move. All right. So he's going to move over here. Now, so we rewound. Check boss's active powers. We did that. He took damage. Rolled dice. Did that. Move the boss. Done that. Activate minions in the boss's zone. This is not good. This is bad right out of the gun, let me tell you. He's going to put a crystal in play. Activate any dice in the boss's zone. 2 more crystals. That's bad. That is so not good. This is on their way to losing. So, when you must build a crystal in a zone, place it on one of the die spaces that does not have a crystal, like so. If there is a locked-in die there, it goes away. As soon as all 3 die spaces in a single zone have a crystal token, remove them from the board and place a pylon on any support space in the same zone. If the chosen space has a support tile on it, return the tile to the box. We haven't gone through those. That's fine. Once the board has 3 pylons, the boss opens an interdimensional portal through which thousands of minions invade the planet. You immediately lose the game if this happens. If the 3rd pylon must be built in a zone that already has 2 and there are no available spaces to place it in, the game still ends. So these, because they were activated, are going to come off. These come off, and we got a pylon. Pylons are bad. So again, pylons stand up, but we don't want them standing up, so we're just going to put it down. Actually, I'm going to pop this right out. They just stand with your usual cardboardy thing. Yeah, so we are 1/3 of the way to losing on turn 1. Before turn 1, even. So let me just pop in here so I don't forget. I'm just going to pop that in there. And that's got my link tree on there, linktr.ee/TheRatHoleDOTca. For all my social medias. Normally we do board game reviews, etc., etc. But I have a Twitch now, so I should use a Twitch. If you are watching, and we are live. You can, of course, comment, and I can see that. That's a standard thing on Twitch, but I would be able to do that in any sort of live situation on YouTube or wherever else as well. However, so we are kind of boned. It's now the monster phase. Roll 6 dice. There are 6 of them. There are more of these because you can do stuff. We've got, oh, this is not bad. 2 feet, 2 claws. So that's actually pretty good. I'm going to keep those. I'm going to, for demonstrations purposes, I'm going to keep these 2 energies. So I will gain 2 energon crystals. Those get used. We're going to do, so each of these feet do 1 damage each, or it can move. I'm not going to move. I'm going to do the damage. I'm going to kill off this little crystal bugger. He goes back in the bag. And another 4 damage to the boss, because you kind of need to do that, especially now. All right, so the boss is now down to 11. So we've rolled the dice. We've resolved that if I had, and I do have some energon, if I wanted to, I could now buy some power cards. This one costs 3, 4, 3, so I can't afford any of them. I only have 2. So I'll go through those when that happens. There are free actions. You can activate and recharge support tiles. That's these things over here. We don't have any on the board. That's fine. Ooh. I could lock or use. Oh, goodness. I am sorry. Dice at this time as well. Yeah. So that's my guy's turn. So now we're going to go back to the other one. Token or something. Let's use this to remind me. All right. So it's Purple Rain's turn. But boss phase, beginning of everything, just like before. So boss phase, check for a boss's active powers. He's going to deal 1 damage to the monster or monsters with the most health in this or adjacent zones. That, again, is sadly going to be Megamoth. So Megamoth takes 1 more damage, down to 8. Roll available dice. We do have 2 dice. This one came off the board. This one came off the board again. This one is extra. I have not seen him going out of the board that much. All right. So there we go. Move the boss. He's actually is going to leave here. There's 2 die over here. So he's going to move to that one. Activate minions. This guy's the king. He does 1 damage to everybody on the board. So Megamoth is now down to 7, and Purple Rain is down to 9. Not an auspicious start to the game here. From there, we're going to activate the dice. So he's going to get 2 fame. 1, 2. And as soon as he got his first fame, he now has his first ability unlocked, which is fast moving. And I hate that they wrote these in first person. I understand why they did, but so if the crystal dragon moves to a zone with no dice in it, which would be a tie thing, he'll continue moving. It is plausible. Again, we'll go into the detail on that if we hit that. His next one comes in at 5. He's now at 2. So that is this die resolved. This die has 2 minions. Now, the minions have already activated. So we've got Soldier and another crystal guy. Goody. They're not going to activate this turn. We've already done the activation. So that's why that timing is what it is. That is the end of the boss's turn. It is now the monster's turn. It is very weird to remember monster as a hero. So roll 6 dice. I've only been hit once. I don't need the hearts. I'm going to re-roll that. I'm going to re-roll that. Let's see what these do. Ooh. I am almost definitely doing that. These are both really cool. Okay, cool. So I am going to keep those. I'm not going to keep the heart. I am going to keep the... I want to kill that guy, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to re-roll these. I can show you the fame. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to keep the fame. I can now roll up to 2 more times. That's a wrench. I don't want that. That's a wrench. I don't want that. So that's my 3 rolls. That is useless to me. All right. So I get 3 energy. Not quite enough. Actually, no, I will buy that. I'll buy the healing drone. So I am going to finish resolving stuff. 1 fame. And on the monster's first fame, they're going to get an ally. You can theoretically pick them. I haven't looked. I've pulled 1 out randomly. In theory, you have the number of players plus 1. I hate that. Ninjas. Backstab. Shield minions have -2 hearts on his turn. That's kind of cool. So we're just going to put that there so I remember. And 2 damage. So we're going to kill off that crystal guy because we have enough crystals on the board. Excellent. So that's... I buy power cards. So I'm going to buy the healing drone. I keep this card. At the end of your turn, you may add a lock die to your zone on its heart side. So reach over here because I had put it over there. I don't need any of these punchies. I just punched this thing before the show. We're gonna grab these. All right. So we're gonna put that there. At the end of his turn, he's gonna put a locked heart in that space. So we have resolved everything. Now I get to buy cards. That's what I just did. So this goes away. That gets refilled. Mineral form. Discard this card, and until the beginning of the next turn, you can't lose any health. Not too shabby. Excellent. So clear these out of the way. And we're back to the monster's turn, and we're back to Megamoth's turn. So, monster phase. Check for active power. Deal 1 damage to adjacent. That's him. Poor Megamoth is just taking an absolute thrashing. Roll available dice. There's 2 of them. Well, he's not going to move. No. This is not. Oh, goodness. You're too far away to see this. And that's fine. I don't want to admit it. Move the boss. He's not going to move because there's now 2 dice there. Activate minions. The cannon does 1 damage to everybody, which is quickly going to become irrelevant. We're now down to 8. Megamoth down to 5. Soldier does nothing. And the crystal guy builds a crystal. Then we activate the dice. Crystals. So 2 more crystals get added to the board. Bloop, bloop. That's 3. And we get our second pylon. The entirety of the time I played this at Gen Con, because I demoed this for Flat River Group, I don't think I ever, in any of the games, had 2 pylons out. This is not, especially not this fast. This is nuts, is what this is. Yeah. Monster phase. Megamoth is going to roll the dice. Gonna keep that damn heart. Feet, claws, reroll this. Keep re-rolling. Another claw, and 1 more re-roll. Lightning. All right, that's fine. So he now has 3. Could do things. Actually, I was hoping for another card. I'm totally going to take that mineral form because I'm going to need it. And I'm just going to discard it now. So he will not be able to take damage because he's going to take damage probably next turn. It is almost a guarantee at this point. But he does get 1 heart back. Huzzah. So I'm back up to 6. I'm going to use 1 of these as movement. And I have 5 damage to do. So I have to do it. Shield guy is over here. So first things first, let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. And this does split up. So 1 to him and 1 to him. So boss is down to 10. And all 3 of those monsters are now gone. Goodbye, little minions. Boom. Bada boom. Bought the power card. Used the power card, which you can do at any time. Replace the power card over here. Living projectile. When you destroy a minion, pay 1 energy to deal. My goodness, I've got it. Oh, I'm sorry. To deal 1 damage to a different zone. It may target any minion or the boss in that zone. I feel like this, and I would have to check if there's an FAQ. The way this is worded, I think you would just bypass the other minions and target the boss. So that's kind of cool if you've got a bunch of energy. That will end his turn. All right. So it is now Purple Rain's turn. But first it's the boss's turn. He's going to do 1 damage to Mothman. No, he's not. Haha. Mineral form. Roll dice. Excellent. Move the boss. Not. Well, I mean, this is not bad. So again, he moves to you're looking at these 3 with the most dice. This one has 1 die, so it's going to be this one. He doesn't move. Move the boss. Activate the minions. There's no minions. Killed them all last turn, which is really good. Activate the die. Speaking of minions, I'm about to get some. We got the crystal and the cannon back. Yeah. And it's his turn. All right. Well, monster's turn. I feel like I'm gonna have to boogie. Is what's gonna happen here. You got a whole bunch of fame. Let's just see what this fame does. So the ninjas was the helpers that I got. And this would take me up to 5. For each minion you defeat on your turn after the first, you gain an energy. I think I'm actually going to keep that. This may be a horrible mistake, but I'm going to keep that. That leaves me with 1 extra energy and 1 heart. I think, because I've got a heart locked in over here. So I'm going to Well, that's almost good. I kind of need extra feet. Well, we're going to try and re-roll this one again. This is probably a bad idea. Whatever. So, actually, it's kind of useless. So I will use the unlock that die for 1 healing before I move. Yeah, because that is a free action. We're going to move. We're going to hit him for 2, but that does nothing because he soaks up 3 damage. Not helpful. For fame, which takes him up to 5. Fame. Everyone likes the purple rain. And you get to lock a die in. I'm not going to... That's all I can do right now. All right. So that is his turn. Back to reality. Boss phase. Check for powers. Now, because these two, it is in his zone or the adjacent zones. Who has the highest? He has 6. He has 8. Which oddly enough seems to be shipped. Oh no, he had 9. Even better. But now he has 8 because it just does damage. So he gets smacked over here. Roll available dice. There's only 1. Move the boss. He's going to move to the space with the most. That's over here. Activating minions. There aren't any, but there will be because you activate the die. For a minion. Cannon. Activate the dice. There are none. So this is... Or we just did that, sorry. That's what got us the minion. All right, monster's turn. And it is Mega Moth's turn. And so that card is gone. And roll my 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Woo. And a foot. No, I'm going to re-roll all these. I could get myself into all that fame, and that would be kind of cool. Not gonna. And 1 more. So I get a heart, energy, 2 fame. All right. Back up to 7. He's going to move and kill that guy with his feet. Gains 1 energy, giving him 2, and gains 2 fame. So we're going to get another support guy. The media. How convenient. Positive spin. If you kept at least 1 fame for your roll, gain 1 fame. So I would gain the fame from the die and a 1 bonus. Took that right there. Okay. Boss's turn. Boss hits him for 1. Down 6. Roll the 1 die. Oh, okay. He's gonna move. He's moving this way. Move the boss and activate minions. Does nothing. Activate die. He gets 2 more fame. So his next ability unlocks at 5. He now has 4. Activate the dice. Done. Excellent. And it is Purple Rain's turn. 1, 2, 3. 1. And a star. I have enough fame for the moment. I don't necessarily want more fame. I don't necessarily need the energy, although that is kind of useful. He's going to run here for 1. Well, here. We'll unlock that and use it so he gets his 1 health back. Really, Mega Moth should be running over there to do that. I think I have to try and get more movement. As much as I would like all of that. There's 2 movement. 1, 2. This is where he's going to go next. 1, 2. Either way, they're going to get hit. I think I have to go here. But I want to see. I got one more roll. I did not, in fact, get another foot. So we can't buy anything, unfortunately. We're going to move for 2. We're gaining 1 energon, which I think I just did. And do 4 damage. That takes out the shield guy at the very least. Shield guy not terribly useful, but could be worse. That's the end of that turn. This would be a little bit... Now, keep in mind, the boss activates before every player's turn, right? So if you had more players, there'd be a lot more stuff going on here. Obviously, we're going to keep going, but that's the thing, right? So let's try this again. Boss's turn. Active power hits him for another 1. No. He's adjacent, so he's going to take that damage. Down to 8. Roll available dice. Move the boss. There's 1 die here, 3 dice here. Activate the minions. Killed him already. Activate the dice. There's going to be another crystal. 2 more fame for him. That's not good. I'm going to come back to what that does in a second. 1 more fame. Taking up 7. And a minion. And there's another shield. Goodie. Okay, so he's now at 7 fame. At 1 fame, he gains fast moving, which hasn't impacted us. At 3, Crystal Blast. If he makes a monster, makes a monster in an adjacent zone, so right now it would be those 2, lose a heart from any of his for any reason, they are pushed 1 zone away. So that's going to kind of keep people from closing in on him as much. Won't impact him being in the same space, but so be it. And it is now Megamoth's turn. So one heart probably should keep that. At the end of his turn, lock in a die. Now, something to be important to remember. The dice and the crystals go in the same spaces. There's only 3 of them. So that's going to impact what you can lock/unlock. All right, so there's a foot, so that would take me 1, 2 into that space. If I keep at least 1 fame, I get a 2nd fame. I probably should keep that. So these other 2. No, I'm not going to keep that life because I have 1 there that I can take. Well, that was not at all helpful. So I do gain a life from that die. I gain 2 more fame, which is good, I guess. Plus, if I kept at least 1, I gain 1. So I did. So I'm actually at 5 fame. That's going to increase the immediate negative spin. When the boss is in your zone, which he will be in a moment, they lose 1 fame for every 2 damage they deal, or for every 2 damage dealt to them by any monster. So that's a good thing. This is positive. And then 2 feet are going to move it over here, and I'm going to use that to bump me up to 8, which is not, as you will find out in a very short moment, not as good as it seems. He has 2. I can't buy any cards because that's a 3, a 4, and a 3. And I've unlocked that. Perfect. Boss's turn. Before movement, deals 1 damage. So, deals 1 damage to the monster/monsters with the most life in this or adjacent zones. Both monsters have 8 life. So they both are going to take damage. Nope. That's gaining 1 life, not taking it. 7. Cool. Roll available dice. Tweet. Okay. So I'm going to pull this back out to double check how we break ties in this, because there is now 1 in both. I believe he's going to go here, if I remember correctly. If I remember, move the boss. With the most dice. If there is no dice in any of these 3 zones, move it to the next zone clockwise. If multiple zones are tied for the most dice, move the boss to the one with the most minions. If multiple zones are tied for the most minions, move to the one that's furthest clockwise. Cool. Yeah. So he is going to move here because there's 1 minion there. There's about to be 3 minions there. So he's moved. Activate the minions. He does nothing. Activate the die. We get 2 more minions. Another soldier. And a cannon. All right. Monsters phase. And it is Purple Rain's turn. Purple Rain. So this is not bad. This is not bad, actually. If he can get over here, that looter from the ninjas could get him a whole bunch of extra energy, which could then get him a bunch of extra cards. This is good. So that was the monster's turn. Or big boss's turn, sorry. 1, 2, 3 life. Don't care. 1 claw. Don't care. All right. I'll get that in a minute. For demonstration purposes, I should show you what this does. So if you get 3 or 4 wrenches, you can then draw a support tile and place them on the 4 and the 3 spaces. You can't really see them from that overhead camera, but they basically act as free dice. I'm not going to do that. I didn't look close enough to care what those are. Ugh. Someone's gonna bitch. There. That was the one I just took off. I think I have 1 more roll if I remember right. There we go. All right. This is good. So we gain 1 life. We move 1. We do 3 damage in total, which takes out all 3 of these minions, which gains me 2 energy from the looters on the ninja for a total of 5 energy. Because I got 2 energy dice. So he's now got 6 in total. Scavenging monkeys. Actually, that's not a terrible thing to do. I am going to buy... I'm going to buy the living projectile because that works really well with the looters. Living projectile, when you destroy a minion, pay one energy, which I just gained a whole whack of, to do 1 damage to a different zone. This is going to cost 3. There. Obviously won't have an effect now, but we will lock in a heart. Let's separate those so they're not quite on top of each other. And that will be that turn. Monsters, the boss's turn. Doing some damage. Only to Purple Rain, because he's at 8. Roll available dice is 1. There's 1. Okay. He's going to move this way. Oh, this is not necessarily good. Activate minions. There are none. Activate dice. Gain a minion. Why am I yawning? My goodness. Oh no, of course it's a crystal guy. That die grows a crystal. Of course it does. And 2 more fame for him. Taking up to 9. Thankfully, still not to the flying soldiers level. And now it is Megamoth's turn. I want to keep 1 fame because that's good for that stuff. I need to move. I don't care about any of this. Need to move. It's not helpful, guys. Hold on. Misleading article. During the boss move step, you can treat your zone as if it had plus or minus 1 die. Not going to be helpful. Oh, it will be helpful. He's going to come over here. He's going to come over here and kick my butt, but he's going to come over here and not activate that crystal. I'm doing that. So this is where strategy comes in. I'm keeping this. I get to kill it. I have 2 claws, so I can kill off this little bugger. And I get 4 plus 1 fame, which takes me up to 10 fame. Which does give the misleading article power, which is going to be useful in about 3 seconds here. That ends his turn. Monster. Check the boss's active powers. You're going to hit him for 1. Move the boss. So here's where that ability was, that fast moving came in. If in normal circumstances you would look at these 3, who has the most? Oh, no. Let me double check that. I'm going to double check because of the minions. He may actually move the other direction. Because you can't look at the one that I'm at. If there are no dice that move the boss. Okay, good. Look at the boss's current zone and the zones on either side of these 3 zones. Move the boss one most dice. If there are no dice in any of these 3 zones, move to the next zone clockwise. Otherwise, if multiple zones are tied, use the minions to break it. So good. 0 means he's going to move here. Fast moving means he's going to move here. Unless I didn't want him to. Right? I could say this is -1 and bring him over here. But he's going to... Oh, no, wait. I also screwed up. Crystal Blast would have moved him here. I definitely want to put him here. So, bada boom, bada bing. He moves. He activates the minions. There are none. He activates the dice. We're going to get a minion. Did I not? Did I not roll that? I don't think I did. Well, I cheated, but I'm just going to leave it that way. So I screwed that up. Because this way he would have only moved here. And I've already started drawing stuff, so I'm fine with this right now. It's an oops. Is anyone else at the table here object? Anyone at all? No. Excellent. So, that's that. Monster's turn. It is Purple Rain's turn. Purple Rain has 5, so he does have the looter, so he has some cool stuff. Shield minions do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's not a bad roll. Let me tell you what. I'm not going to take the heart because that'll put him at 7. He's going to get knocked down to 6 next turn anyway. Useless. I have 1 energy, which would give me 4 energy. I can't do anything. Use one of those. Oh. I'll put that to farther down. I'm just not going to deal with that because I screwed that up. And now we're too far for it to screw up to fix. 2, Stalking Hunter. Add 2 claws to your roll if you start your turn in the boss's zone. That's nice. All right. And with that being said, I think I will keep that. Range. And range. Useless. All right. 1 kills him. I'm going to pay 1, which I'm just going to use this because I'm going to gain 1. To do 1 damage to another zone. That's going to be... There's only 1 guy that does 1, so we're going to take out that can. It does have to be a different zone, so I still can't. So I can't hit the boss. That sucks. But I still have another 6 damage to wallop him down to 4. Wow. Okay, this is good. We're getting in here. End of the turn, we are going to lock in a heart. All right. Mega Moth's turn. Boss turn. Powers. It does 1 damage to Mega Moth only. Roll a die. Move him to here. Activate those minions. There are none. Activate those dice. We're going to get 3 minions. One, 2, and 3. Conveniently all nice and small. I'm fine with that. I will unlock and use that. Yes. No, yes. Someone's got to soak up that damage. It might as well be him because he's going to get hit. All right. And right, he should actually move. I'm getting pinged all over the place. I should have had that on mute. All right. Yep, sorry about that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to re-roll these. That was on a minion, I'm pretty sure. I want to keep at least 1 of those. Do I? Do I, though? I don't know that I do. That's not bad at all. So he gets 1 energy. Boom. Then he moves 1. Smack down all 3 of these guys. Unfortunately, he's not the one that gets the other stuff. But I still do 2 damage to... Oh. They should have lost 1 last turn. And they will lose another fame because I'm also going to do 2 damage to him. So he's down to 2 and losing some fame. That's not a bad thing. So now we're going to move over to Purple Rain's turn. This is getting tense, people. This is getting tense. Does damage to Mega Moth. Takes him down to 6. Rolls the available dice. Cool. Move the boss. There is 1 die here. 0 here. I can keep him here. Actually, yes. No. The tie will still have him move here. Does not matter. All right. So he's just going to move here. Activate the minion, does nothing. Activate the dice, gets another minion. And monster's turn. And it is now Purple Rain's turn. We are going to run this guy down and whoop him. Yo. Yo. Wait. No, it's not a keep thing. Okay, cool. 3. Ooh. And he's got a nice ability over here too. So this is great. This is actually kind of great. So move 1, 2. 1, 2. Shield minions have -2, so both of those guys get killed with a hit each. Each minion you defeat after your first gains you an energy, so I gain an energy. I still get to do 4 damage. One, 2. He's dead. Do, 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 do. So yeah, that is yeah. So that's King of Monster Island. Conveniently, this has been an hour long, so I'm just going to drop it right there. I could go for another hour, but it's getting a bit on the late side, so I'm not gonna. It's going to be the place to stop. So again, this is King of Monster Island by Iello. Available everywhere that fine games are sold. Don't ask me what the MSRP is. Feel free to stop back here on Twitch right now. You can go back and check out my my TesseraCt videos. There's 2 of them there, probably. The oldest one has no sound for half of it. The second one is much better. That video is also up on my YouTube. Somewhere there is my YouTube banner. There we go. So up on my YouTube, youtube.com/TheRatHoleDOTca. I'm also going to be putting this video up there in a few days, next week. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Not in any big rush. Thank you very much to Julie Zanders, whose music you heard at the beginning of all of this. And you'll probably hear at the end. Like, do I have the proper things set up here? I don't even know if I do. Get rid of, whoops. Get rid of that banner. Do I have a proper end card? I don't know if I have a proper end card. Do not have a proper end card. Curse is. I've not set up a proper end card. Thought I did. I'm confused. Yeah. Apparently, I did not. Let me see if I can find one while I talk. But you did hear their music at the beginning of this. I actually recently went down to LA with them to the very famous Whiskey A Go-Go. And I got to do some photos. That was pretty freaking cool. If you go to facebook.com/paparazzo, PAPARAZZO.library, you will find what you need. You will find some of those photos. Eventually, more will be up there. Really, I don't have any of this up here. How do I not? All right. Weird. Oh no, I'll use that. Whatever. Wrong one, but I'll use it. So yes, thank you to them. Thank you to Legend of Traveling TARDIS for letting me use their StreamYard. Check them out Tuesdays at 4 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Eastern. And I think that's about it. So until next time, I guess, good gaming and goodbye. Goodbye.